You know it's serious whenever the police officers are involved, and that's exactly what's happened in the last couple of hours. We actually received a message from a police officer over there from New York stating that it's very, very much important now for people to understand that there are killer clowns out there, beginning to rise up there because, well, it looks like, again, the killer clowns have a major plot in mind to make sure they're going to commit this global purge on the 31st of October. That is the intended day that these killer clowns are going to take over the entire world. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, police officers are aware of this. In fact, again, we got a message from a police officer from New York, and this police officer has a lot to say concerning the recent activity of the killer clowns. Well, we talked about it. The killer clowns out there seem to be very much hell-bent, very much determined, driven that they're going to be taking over the world on Halloween night, the 31st of October next month, and that's exactly what they have in mind. But again, the NYPD got the chance to send us a message. We actually are going to go ahead and read this out loud, and I quote, "As officers of the NYPD, we need to address a serious situation involving a rise in activity related to individuals dressed as killer clowns. Over the past few weeks, we received numerous reports of these clowns appearing in different neighborhoods across the city. While some may view this as a prank or joke, we have every reason to believe it's part of a larger coordinated event. We've intercepted online communications from an anonymous group calling themselves the Clown Order, who have made disturbing threats of a Halloween purge set to take place on October 31st of this year." And it goes on to say, according to these messages, the group plans to terrorize the streets, with their main targets being random civilians. The group has stated that the night of Halloween will mark their return, and they intend to instill fear through violent acts, similar to what we've seen in horror movies, but this is no movie. This is indeed reality. Because of this, we are recommending a citywide curfew starting at 8 p.m. on Halloween night. This is to ensure the safety of everyone in our community. We urge parents to keep their children indoors and for residents to stay off the streets unless absolutely necessary. The NYPD will have increased patrols, and we're working closely with all the departments to prevent these threats from becoming a reality. We understand Halloween is a time for fun and celebration, but safety must come first. If you see any suspicious activity, especially anyone dressed as a clown, do not approach them. Call 911 immediately. We need everyone to remain vigilant and stay safe. So now that we actually read the police report, I'm going to go ahead and go one by one because we learned a couple of different things. And the first one is this. I'm going to go ahead and reread it. It says, quote, "We've intercepted online communications from an anonymous group calling themselves the Clown Order," the CO apparently. And that leads me to believe that this could be the name of the entire killer clown unit that is scattered around the world. However, that's only pure speculation. This could be perhaps maybe another group out there. This could perhaps be a branch of a different group or an extension of the killer clowns. All I know is that obviously the police officers have confirmed it. The Clown Order, it's an anonymous group out there that continue to threaten society by stating that the October 31st purge will indeed happen. And I can only imagine exactly what type of destruction they have in mind to make sure that they're going to commit this purge, and they're going to continue to make sure they're going to scare civilians until they get what they want. Remember, killer clowns have said it a number of different times. They will continue until they get what they want. So for the Clown Order, my question truly is, who is the one leading the Clown Order? If you remember a couple of episodes ago, I got the chance to interview a killer clown. The killer clown did say, spilling the beans, that Trinkles the Clown is still alive. Now remember, Trinkles the Clown is indeed apparently the leader of the Killer Clown Purge. Apparently he was murdered last year. However, looks like perhaps those reports may have been inaccurate, which leads me to believe now that we may very well see a return of Trinkles the Clown. And when that happens, I'm sure everyone is going to be quite shocked about that. But the Clown Order, I mean, is it a group that Trinkles the Clown is leading? Is it perhaps maybe a different extension, as I stated? Is that a different leader that is leading this entire group? I'm not quite sure exactly, but we do know that it's confirmed that there is a group out there known as the Clown Order. So, continuing from the message, I'm going to go ahead and reread this part as well. Because of this, we are recommending a citywide curfew starting at 8 p.m. on Halloween night. So, now we understand also the police officers are taking this a lot more seriously, because they're even implementing a citywide curfew that's going to be starting at 8 p.m. Halloween night. That means that on Halloween night, past 8 p.m., it's not recommended at all. It's not recommended at all to go out in the streets and actually trick or treat. It did say, however, that if you must be outdoors for reasons that are very important, whether if it's an emergency, whether all these different reasons, then that's fine. However, if you're going to go out and just go out there and do whatever it is that most people do on Halloween nights, it may not be recommended because, again, it's all about safety at the end of the day, and these killer clowns are poised with some sort of hatred, and they're going to make sure that they use that hatred as fuel so they can overcome the entire world and make sure this purge comes into fruition, and make sure that they're going to, as I said, continue to take over the world as they've been promising for years. So this curfew, though, if you think about it, is very smart. However, unfortunately, I believe that people are not going to take this curfew really serious, if we're going to be honest. I mean, we're talking about Halloween night. We're talking about people all over the world who are going to go out with friends, who are going to have their parties, they're going to have their moments, they're going to do trick-or-treating, they're going to do all these different activities. The Halloween festivities is what attracts people, so I can imagine that despite the curfew implemented by the police officers, I don't think the curfew is going to work. I don't think it really is going to keep anyone indoors. In fact, I truly believe that at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to be outdoors. So despite the fact that the police officers may have talked about, or at least may have actually talked about a curfew, I would imagine that that's not going to be as effective. It isn't. Unless if something terrifying truly happens to the point that a lot of people would go, okay, well, it's not safe to be out there. But, I mean, as of now, killer clowns have not done anything quite disturbing, so to speak, to the point that it alerts the entire world, to the point that it really makes people want to stay indoors. But still, I mean, it's based off of safety. So, I mean, it's always just going to be, at the end of the day, your safety that is our major concern, the people's concerns, everyone's concerns. And remember, on Halloween night, that's whenever all the sickos get the chance to kind of, they basically get the chance to take advantage that there are a lot of kids outside and that killer clowns, or whoever in that case, could be wearing some sort of costume and can trick kids into it. And this is why I'm saying, I mean, on Halloween night, even if it's not killer clowns, you just got to watch out in general. Watch out in general, because these sickos out there are going to do what they can to make sure that they're going to lure in kids, or they're going to lure in whoever. So the curfew here, of course, is pretty smart. Killer clowns are not. But since this is obviously about killer clowns, they're going to continue on about that. And, you know, the police officer did say that we understand Halloween is a time for fun and celebration, which is true for a lot of people out there. The festivities that happen they're very much entertaining. But if there's any suspicious activity, especially anyone dressed as a clown, do not approach them. That's what it states. And that goes without saying. And this is going to go out without saying as well. I don't need to say this in the video, but for real. I mean, if you see a guy or whoever wearing a clown costume, it seems very off, doesn't necessarily seem normal, and actually shows some abnormalities, so to speak, when it comes to personality, then I'm pretty sure the smartest thing that you would do is to make sure that you walk away, or you call 911 if you ever see anything. I mean, not just for yourself, but I mean, if you're walking down the street and you see in the distance people, let's say, getting harassed by killer clowns, or getting surrounded by killer clowns, or even attacked by these sickos, I think it would be in your best interest for you to call 911, because it goes back to what I said. We're really looking out for each other, not just for ourselves, but make sure to be good in humanity, and make sure to let everyone know that you have their backs, that you will get the chance to make sure that you will keep an eye out for other people out there that may be vulnerable. And obviously, with you being out there, with you guys being out there, if you guys see anything, don't just walk acting as if nothing is happening. You know, and it's going to be very important. It's going to be crucial for everyone to understand that it's going to be the best bet for you to basically do. Call the cops if you see anything abnormal. Help out if you see something that is not necessarily right. And it doesn't even have to be killer clowns. You know, it's funny because some of the things that I'm saying here can apply to any other situation as well. Not just for killer clowns, but for anything in general. I mean, if you see anything odd, if you see anything that's happening, you know, obviously help. But in this case, the killer clowns, obviously that is very much serious. So it would be very much important for all of you guys to make sure that you, as I said, keep an eye out to make sure everyone is safe. So that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to read out a message that was sent by the NYPD that we got the chance to actually receive. This message also was being sent out in other social media platforms. I'm pretty sure this is the only police department that is... I don't think other police departments are going to be doing this unless if something strange happens. But still. Like I said, I mean, it's just going to be best for everyone to make sure that they keep each other safe. I mean, at the end, this is a humanity crisis. This is obviously a lot of people out there who are trying to just commit some sort of violent act so they can get whatever they want. The killer clowns believe that they have been disrespected for so many years to the point that it's now time for them to fight back. That's something that they revealed through the years. And the killer clowns really believe that this world should be filled with killer clowns. So that's what they claim. But, and again, everybody, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign out here. But again, please be safe. All of us from EO Network would like to tell our great fans and members, and for anybody else out there that is watching this video, please stay safe out there, because this is becoming concerning. It's become concerning through the years, but this is now becoming there's other reasons to be concerned with this whole new group called the Clown Order. Exactly what is that? Who in the world's leading that? And what are their intentions exactly? Do they have some other plans? Do they have different plans? Who knows exactly what this is all about? But yeah, that's basically it. It's a little concerning here, but nonetheless, we thank you for getting the chance to watch the video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and do what you can to make sure you indeed share the video all over social media. I think the more that people understand what's going on, the better it is for our chances to make sure this purge does not happen. With that being said, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video on EO Network. Good night, everyone.